All right, you guys, good morning. Go ahead and get everything situated here for the day. Hopefully have a nice screen day today. So far, no trades this morning, which I'm not really surprised. Monday after a holiday. And I said that on the nightly watch list last night too. I said it is the first day back after a long holiday week. So keep that in mind. Let me get everything else ready to go here. Then we'll go ahead and go through our gappers, which we have few of this morning, but we'll still go through them and see if we have anything. So far, we are looking at AR over like 540, which of course nowhere near that right now, but maybe later today. And for those of you in the stream this morning, instead of typing in trading chat, if you guys could type in the stream chat, we're gonna try to keep it all in one place so it's easier for you guys to talk and trade at the same time. I know trying to jump back and forth can be an issue. So yeah, if you guys can just type in the stream instead, that would be fantastic to keep everybody a little bit more on track here. The chat, if you go to Market Live where you watch my stream, you should see a little chat there. You should see OMG sent a message that says GM. I'll send a period in there. But if you guys could type in there instead of the trading chat, just so I can stay over in the stream instead. That way you guys don't have to like switch back and forth and from different chats. Okay, let's get our watch list up. We are watching THAR over 540. Go through all of them here. I'm looking at everything other than the ones that are under $1 today. I'm not going to be trading anything sub $1 today. The APLM we've got as our number 2 gapper. Not a fan. Even over the high, I'm not really a fan of this either. Not a lot of range on it. DAPT I was looking at this morning. We had it on the watch list last night too. Big issue with it this morning is the way that it's trading. It's not too friendly looking, but it looks like it's trying to clear up here going into 9 a.m. So we can probably watch this today. It's got some pretty crazy range on it up to like the 390s. So I would like to keep an eye on it today just to see if it does decide to get some action. And let's see if I look at the hourly. Yeah, you've got range up to even about 3.5 on the hourly. So we can probably try to find a way to play this today. But you do have 3.5 and like a 4 on the chart here. So we'll keep an eye on CAPT. I needed to clear up a little bit first, and it looks like it's trying to, like I said. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that one. That's on CAPT. I don't know how I want to watch that yet. Maybe if we find a buyer, start to pick it up off of like 2.7s, we might look at it, or over VWAP really. And I'd like to look at this. That's on CAPT. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on CAPT going into open. How do I want to watch this though? Let's see. Do we have any news on Friday on this? I don't believe that we did. No, we didn't. I'm trying to think how I like this. It's one of those where there's like no cookie cut answer where I can just say, okay, I want to watch it over this price. Because we really need to see this clear up before we can really do anything. So what we're gonna do is just watch it, maybe a review app into the open, and if it finds buyers and wait up through the hive day. Range 2, 3, 5, and we'll say 3, 9. Got THAR, CAPT. Both of those pretty nice. CAPT I like quite a bit as long as it can clear up. It's not a bad look. PERF, SPRC. SPRC getting some big volume here, guys. This was the one from last week that we played, I believe. Getting some pretty serious volume here, right under its 200 on the daily. Breaking up through its 200 on the daily. Keep an eye on this SPRC, guys. This thing is kind of going nuts here. This thing is kind of going nuts. I'd be watching for entry if it can break up through the 1170. Over 11.7, you've got room up to like, what, 13.5? Yeah. Watch us for entry over 11.7. Not in currently, but I am watching. Really wish we were out of the open here. Because I need to see it base, and it's hard to really gauge price action here. I'm not going to be taking an entry until I see more confirmation. If I miss it, I miss it. But right now, it's just not clean enough for me. Like it's trying to confirm. I'm going to fill some small at 12.20 for the break of 12.3 up to 12.5 and 13. Again, just in small at like 12.20. I'm risking at 11.7. Got a buyer sitting at 11.7 as well. But again, using that as my risk with just small size. Fails, it fails. I'll be out. Buyer still sitting at 11.7. Back up through 12.10. Buyer still sitting at 11.7. Here we go, up through 12.20. Current average cost is 12.17. Here we go, 12.40. Taking some out up here, taking half out. I've got half out up here, 12.40. Let's freaking go, guys. I have half out now. I've got half out. This is now a risk-free trade, thankfully. So now if this does fail, I'll be out with pretty much a break-even trade, but we were able to scale at least half up there at the high. Buyer still sitting at 11.7. Double top off of 12.4. Might be catching the old stop here after this. Yep, there's the stop. Overall, I was in at, what, 12.15, 12.17, scaled half at 12.4, got the rest sold at 11.7, so couldn't get the break that I wanted, but it tried. It tried. Man, thought we were about to get the breakout too. Tried to break up through 12.4 and just got shot right down. You want to keep an eye on it though. SPRC we had from 12.17 to really after scales about like a 12.12, 12.15. So right there under break even. For a 0.4 loss. There we go. Keeping an eye on this still though. Currently trying to base off of VWAP. Got some decent range here, but what is... I don't see news this morning. What's the reason for this move? I have no idea. Got no idea. But I mean, as far as gappers this morning, we really just have CAPT, SPRC, and THAR. I mean, that's really all I'm seeing. SPRC starting to curl. Keeping an eye on it. Watch it off of a pullback, preferably like an 11.7 entry. I might keep an eye on here again. Keeping an eye on it. Again, no entry just yet. Waiting to see if buyers want to come back in over the 11.40s, and then we're going to look for another re-entry possibly. So far, first trade was a 12.17 to 12.12 overall after scales. That is my only trade of the morning so far. Trying to curl here again, it looks like. Watching it, no entry. Those of you new to the stream, and whenever I do enter something, I will always say I am in, or you'll see it on the screen. Keep that in mind so you're not jumping the gun. I always say I'm watching something. That doesn't mean that I'm buying something just yet. So give things time to set up first. I'm going to go and take some again at 11.68. See if I can get filled. Risking VWAP. Think I just got filled? Nope, didn't get filled yet. Back to 11.6. Yeah, okay. Filled in there at 11.65. Be my last entry on it. If it doesn't go here, then I'll be done with it for at least pre-market. We'll look back at it later, but it's a nice look here off of VWAP. See if we can't get that curl back up through the high. Hardly any bid support down here, though. Coming back in at 1138. Back up there, 1166. $11.65. So let's see if we can keep on soaking here. Needs to hold over 1140. Keeps on flunking back to VWAP and then getting soaked back up. Here's 1161 again. And if it can't hold 1140, I'm going to be done with this. 1140 is the line in the sand here on SPRC. Keep it tight, keep it small. There's the knife. I'm already out. Bad fill, 1120. Horrible fill, 1120. That is a loss on SPRC. Goodness. Absolutely garbage fill. Garbage fill. Wow. Yeah, that's a garbage fill. Was not planning for a 3.5% loss, but took a 3% loss. That thing knifed on nothing. That thing knifed on nothing, y'all. I mean, it broke under 11.4, and there was 11.2 right there. Trash fill on SPRC. Good grief. Really nice looking setup, but holy crap, that bid was weak. Thing just got pulled right out from under it. That's annoying. Not really how you want to start a week, but alright, just gonna keep our head straight. Move on from it, but yeah, was not planning to take a 3.8% loss. The planned loss there was like 2%. So you figure I took almost a 2 times loss that I was planning for. So definitely not preferred. Or almost 2 times at least. About 1.5 times loss that I was expecting. Yeah, I think pulled the plug. SPRC, I'm going to be done with for at least pre-market. I'll look back at it later. Review app finds fires back up into the open, but I don't like it here, so going to be leaving it alone and looking elsewhere. We've got a lot of setups to watch today. I'm really surprised SPRC didn't go there. It looked really good. But, you know, what can you do? We've got IRBT, TAL, YPF, CAPT, SPRC. And we also have THAR. And THAR, we're still going to watch over the 5-4s, which is really just over the high of day. We're going to watch THR over the high of day. We're going to watch SPRC over VWAP. Need to find some rhythm out there, find some momentum out there that actually wants to give us some follow through, and we can go from there. I really did like SPRC in the re-entry though. It's just the way that bid pulled out from under us so quick was insane. Looks really good. We've got about 30 minutes, and to quickly run through, make sure you've looked at the nightly watch list already. We have 2 trades so far today. So far, starting the day small red after a horrible fill on SPRC. But we've got IRBT, which I am fond of today. My only thing with IRBT is it's a kind of an acquisition type news play, and I typically stay away from those because if that gets pulled out from under it, then you're screwed. But maybe take it for a day trade idea today. If it does look good, if it finds buyers over 40.40, and we want to be watching IRBT off the flush. Found big buyers on Friday off the flush, so if it can do the same again today, then I like to play it. We've got TAL, which is in its daily gap over 1090. You can see if you look at the stream, I'll show you on the weekly. You should be able to see that gap. No, you cannot. It's so far back. The monthly, you can see it's a huge gap down on the monthly. I remember this time here. This was back in, 2021, whenever all those Chinese EDU names were just getting beat to crap. That was a crazy time. So we'll watch that today if it can find that gap again. Buyers up over 1090. We like that. We've got CAPT over VWAP. We've got YPF over, or yeah, I guess over 1615 I've got for YPF, but I also want to watch it over 18. That's about the gist of it. I mean, we've got some pre-market gappers, which I wish would follow through a little bit better than they are so far this morning. THIR did the same thing. It broke up over the high of day earlier this morning at like 8:30. Trapped longs and sent them back lower. But yeah, so we're just going to sit back, be a little bit more patient this morning because things are not following through as I would like. A little bit irritated at the SPRC fill, but again, keeping that right mindset, only being worried about what we can control, and we can't control stuff like that. That's just one of those things. It just happens, it's not something that we can control. That thing knifed too quick. No way to even really get filled over the 1120. So I think the highest price you could have really got filled at was like 11.3, 11.25. By the time it actually knifed, boom, there's 11.20. So, again, just stressing over the things that you can control, not the things that you can't. So that's what I'm doing there with SPRC. It's annoying, but what can you do? What we can do is just trade these right setups and up whatever the outcome is. Unfortunately, there's some uncontrollable factors out there like the little knife we had there in SPRC. Yeah, I was trying to keep that one tight because, I mean, if I was at 11.4, I'm perfectly okay with that. But, the difference between 11.4 and 11.2, that's a massive difference. Got 30 minutes until open, and again, just going to be staying picky and patient. As of right now, just small red on the day. Should be easy to get back to big green on the day if we can just find a couple setups to really get in the rhythm. Got a firm up over the daily highs today, too. Do we want to watch a firm over the 27s today? Tempting. Do we have any range here? Do we have any range on a firm? Hard to tell on the daily. I can't see far enough back. You've got, yeah, no, I mean, you've got some range on it. Got like 28s in it. You've got 28, 25, like 28, 20, and then 29. So you actually do have some range on a firm. Yeah, so we can watch a firm over the 27s. You've got range to about 28, 20, and 29. And does the firm have news this today's the 27th? I'm not seeing any continuation from the last week. Going to be ticker AFRM. The big thing is, and this is a great lesson actually this morning because you'll see a lot of people, newer traders, they'll come in and they'll have something like SPRC happen where they just, it's just an unfortunate event where you catch a little knife and you start the morning red and then you come in, you just start trading, 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 trying to dig yourself out of it. You're all frustrated, so you start trading based out of emotion. It's all just pure frustration, right? And that's a big reason why people aren't profitable is because all these, outside factors where their emotion kind of takes over. So, a big thing with that SPRC there, it's a great lesson for this morning because now we can just say, okay, well, it happened, and we weren't planning for that to happen, but it did. So now all we can do is just sit back and just trade our plans the rest of the day. Just accept whatever the outcome of today is, and just come in tomorrow and do it again. That's all we can do. But that's why trading is so hard for most because they can't control their own impulsive decisions like that. So why it's important to just have that oh well mindset whenever something outside of your control happens because you really can't do anything about it. Right? We did what we could. We took the loss when we needed to, and stuff happens. Stuff absolutely happens. And after a bit, not a big green last week, but a small green week last week, it's okay, right? You just gotta let the long term play out. But I do like a firm though. A firm looks good. I don't want to watch it over. I said over 27, but I might keep an eye on it more so over like 27.15 as we go into open. It does look good. I do like a firm quite a bit for today, and we've got that range much higher as well. Range much higher as well. Yep. This is definitely a nice look on a firm for sure. Yeah, I think a firm is going to be one of my top watches today as of now. Let me keep on going through the list, see if I'm missing anything. We've got shop up in the pre-market as well. We played shop, what was it, a few weeks ago? We did well on it, but I don't know if I like it for today. Let me pull it up real quick. I have like no room on my charts anymore. We've already got 1, 2, 7 stickers. I have range on shop. Okay, we're at 72.55 and PM. They do have a little bit of something here on. I mean, this thing is so beat down over the course of the last year. It's insane. Mm, I don't really like it under 74. Already tested this morning as well. Leave that one off. I like a firm a lot more than I like shop. Okay. Got our list for the morning. We've got Affirm, we've got SPRC, THAR, IRBT. Let me go through the whole list. We've got THAR, we've got IRBT. Put all of these up on my list on the side of my screen over here. We've got IRBT over 4040. We got TAL over 1090. We've got SPRC over VWAP. We've got CAPT over VWAP. We've got YPF over 1615. We've got the Affirm over 27. We've got a lot of overs that I'm watching today. We don't have a lot of, well, I guess most of these are flushes, right? We're looking at flushes on YPF. We're looking at a flush on TAL. We're looking at IRBT for a flush. So we're looking at a lot of flush names today, but all of these are really discontinuation names from the last week until we see new names today, like SPRC and THAR. No, Spicy, you didn't miss anything. That was actually a loss. Yeah, no, that was actually a loss. Yeah, good. Um, so for Freestos, it looks good, sure, but the issue is you have to use it as a piece of confluence and not just focus directly on that zone. So I mean, you've got VWAP right over price at 4.7, so I wouldn't have taken it down there personally. I mean, of course you do you if you don't use VWAP in your trading, sure, but for me, if I'm trading something and I've got VWAP directly right over price, I'm probably not going to be taking an entry. You've got to use it as a piece of confluence, like a puzzle piece. You've got to put everything together. And for me, that's when I take a trade. It's whenever everything lines up. So you've got view up below price. You've got, maybe price back in demand. You've got range to the upside. You've got strong price action supporting whatever the move is. You got some moving averages below price. So if I have any factors like that that aren't lining up with whatever my strategy is, then I just leave it alone. So our trend indicators, our range indicators need to be below price, or at least have range from price. So it can't be stacked right overhead. You guys don't know about all these indicators and all this confluence stuff that I'm talking about, maybe you're new. If you go to the class archives channel, you will see a video called Confluence. All you have to do is click on that and go through that. Trading with zones and pivots, trading with a ton of videos in there you can go back and watch. Day 21 saying BDRX. If it's a penny, I'm not going to be trading it today. Is it a penny? Because it's not even on my scanner, so I'm assuming it probably is. No, it's $4. Let's see. I don't know why it's not on my scanner, though. It has not hit my scanner a single time this morning. Does it have low volume? What's the... No, I don't know what the issue is on this. Has not hit my scanner a single time this morning. Really, really weird. I need to actually see about that because it should have hit my scanner. I don't know why it didn't. What's the float on it? 914K. I don't know why this didn't hit my scanner. Okay, let's try that. I think it may have been looking a bit too picky. Try that. Let's see. Do you have any range on BDRX? Kind of heavy over 4.7. I would have really liked it off of VWAP. I don't know why I wasn't hitting the scanner. That's so annoying. Yeah, off of VWAP, you had a perfect look over 4. Guessing that's where you liked the 21 was off of 4. So, yeah, I would have liked that. Trading Owl, you're in SPRC. Well, I do have to ask you, why are you still in SPRC? That trade was How long ago? About 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. I mean, these are really dangerous things that I mean, even in the class last night, we had people trading without a plan. We have, you guys have got to stop this before it gets too late. I mean, if you're new to trading and you have no idea what's going on, please stop risking your money until you know what's going on. Paper trade and study before you risk your hard-earned money. You need to know what's going on before you can go out there and really risk your money. You're not going to come in not knowing what you're doing and make anything, that's worth your while. So you need to just sit back, learn first, put that education first, and then you can start to trade. But I mean, if you try trading with it with no knowledge whatsoever, you don't know what's going on, you're not going to have any money to trade with whenever you do know what's going on. So it's important that you take a step back and you slow down because, we don't want people bag holding in here. I mean, there's no reason to be bag holding. There's no reason to be chasing. There's no reason to be forcing trades that you don't know, what the plan is for, right? If you're not trading with a plan. You guys aren't here to trade. You're just here to straight up gamble. That's what it is. I'm looking at your screen here. You've got to stop at 1020. Yeah, look, are you paper trading or is this real money here that you're trading with? It's real money. No, yeah. Yeah, you got to take a step back and stop. You've got to take a step back and stop. Until you really, and also I think you're on Webull, you said. I would not be using TradingView to trade. But if it's real money, I would definitely be taking a step back because I don't want to see you lose money for no reason. I'm not going to sit here and, tell you to keep on doing what you're doing because I don't want you to lose money, right? For no reason. I want you to at least learn in the process. But to learn, what I want you to do is paper trade. I know it's not fun because you're paper trading, but a lot better than losing money without knowing what you're doing. So we want you to take a step back. That goes for everybody in here. If you don't know what you're doing and you're just losing money left and right, you've got to take a step back. You've got to paper trade first, get that foundation first, and then you can start to trade with small size. Otherwise, you're just tossing money in the dumpster for no reason, right? Because, I mean, if you're an SPRC and you're allowing a 10% loss, that's massive. That's massive, and it's going to be near impossible to be profitable that way. And you're just going to keep on losing, losing, losing until you've got nothing left. So I want you guys, if you are new to trading, I know there's a lot of new people in here, you've got to take a step back. I know we've got 15 minutes until open, so now's a good time to go over this, but you've got to take a step back and understand that, you're not going to get rich, trading without any real knowledge. So, or even really be successful at all without any real knowledge. You're just going to just paper cut, paper cut, paper cut until that counts at 0. Maybe not even a paper cut, maybe a massive loss. You got your stops that loose. So that's my advice for you. Um, yeah, everybody in here, if you are new to trading, I know there's a lot of new faces lately. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'd rather be upfront and honest than say, yeah, just keep on doing it and you'll be great, right? I'm not going to say that. It's important that you know what you're doing with this hard-earned money that you're trading with, so you're not just coming in and losing it every day. But I am glad you spoke up, and I want you guys to speak up more often because stuff like that is easily avoidable. Very, very easily avoided, and without speaking up, you can just sit there and just get tortured on your own, right? By speaking up, I can at least try and guide you in the right direction. But it's all about not rushing the process, really. I mean, if you come in every day and just do that, you're going to get screwed. I'm trying to find some buyers over VWAP here. I am keeping an eye on this into the open. We've got about 14 minutes left. Holding well. EDRX also testing 5, but not really a fan here. I don't like how it's trading under 5. It's a bit too heavy. I'll watch it over 5 later. Mainly keeping an eye on a firm here. I'll watch it off of another flush, maybe down to the 2017s. Maybe get an all-day grinder for the day to play while we're looking at something else. That would be preferred, hopefully. So I would like today, get a firm from 27 to 29. While we play something else at the same time. Yeah, no problem, Owl. I'm not saying any of this to make you feel bad or to be rude. It's just I don't want you guys to come in here brand new and lose money for no reason. So I've got to do my part and at least try and keep you on the right track. I know you guys want to come in, you want to make a lot of money real quick, in your first week, but like anything in life, nothing comes that easy, right? Nothing in life worth doing comes that easy or that quick. Make sure you learn first, and then that learning will give you knowledge to compound that learning quickly. It'll pay off. You just have to, again, don't rush the process. BDRX gapping over 5 here. It's got range to about 5.5 and 5.9 and 6, but there's not really a way unless we look for a pullback. This thing's already right under 5.5. You got no range now. It broke up through 5.10, gave some time to enter over 5. Didn't take the entry personally, unfortunately. And if you look at your 15-second time frame, you can see how it broke up over the 5. You had maybe 15 seconds for entry on this. It pulled back to about 5.06, found buyers back at 5.15, and just ripped. DHAR taking off my watch list for the day. We've got 12 minutes until the open. Right now, just 2 trades this morning, small red. Still keeping an eye on a firm, too. I want to watch that off of the flush at the open. And CAPT also trying to find buyers here over VWAP. CAPT does look good, and it's held up nicely all morning into this gap on its daily, too. We'll keep a pretty close watch on CAPT out of open. You've got range all the way to 3.5 and 3.9, so that could possibly be a big runner today. Between that and a firm, it should be a pretty nice day today, hopefully. Well, that and TAL. TAL looks really good, too, over 11. We've got like 3 things that I'm mainly watching out of the open. We've also got BDRX, which that daily has so much going on. I liked it over the 5. I really liked it over 5, and I was going to play it over 5, but I left it alone just because daily had range to 5.3, which I didn't like too much with buyers there at 5.15, which didn't give us too much range. A firm trying to break to the upside here. Yeah, we've got a lot to be keeping an eye on here as we go into open. Really just 3 of the main runners, TAL, CAPT, and a firm. A firm looking really strong here into the open. I don't know that I would risk 27 on a firm anymore. I might lean more towards like a 27.20, 27.18, 27.17. Yeah, I don't know that I would risk 27 anymore just because you're looking at, of course, lower lows on that. So we'll watch this here. We've got 10 minutes until open, and a firm looks like it wants to carry up into the open over, what, 27.50? I think it's going big here. Watch this for entry, guys. I'm going to start watching this pretty closely here soon for entry if we can catch a pullback. 27.60s. Good grief, this thing is going wild. I want it to stay down. We can play it out of the open, maybe off of like a 27.4, 27.5. This joker is just ripping. Watching it for pullbacks. Off of 27, we'll say 27.40, 27.38 would be my stop. I want to get an entry somewhere around 27.5, preferably. I would really like a 27.5's entry. I don't know that we'll get that. I'm going to go ahead and look for it. Going back to 27.6. I'll see if I can get filled at 27.5. Who knows? Gonna use 27.38 as stops. I canceled the buy order for now. I want to see buyers come in first. I had a buy set at 27.5 flat, but just canceled it. I want to see some buyers coming off this pullback first. Being a little bit patient with it here. Picky. Because, I mean, we're 8 minutes until the open. I want to make sure buyers still like it here at 27.5 before we just sit here and try and take it off the pullback. PDRX basing over 5. Filled in here at Affirm at 27.53. Back up to 27.64 now on Affirm. PDRX, I'll be watching that for entry as well. If pullback maybe under 5.2, risking like a 5.04. I might keep an eye on that. Watching that one as well on the side. There's the curl on BDRX coming up through 5.4s here. You got to keep an eye on that zone on BDRX. You got that zone from 5.2 down to about 5.04. Or if that can continue to find buyers there, you do have range back up on the daily to about 5.5 and up through 6. About 5 minutes until the open. I've got a few things that I'm watching primarily, but really just gonna have to wait until after open if it looks like for a lot of these to set up. YPF is going to be a big one today too, but we've got YPF, Affirm, and TAL primarily. Four minutes to go. CAPT also holding up well over VWAP at 285. I'm going to sit out of a firm until we get back out of the open, then I'll look back at it. I was going to take it into the open, but I'd rather just cut it here and just wait until after open. On the bright side, we've got a lot of small cap action today between, SPRC, BDRX, THAR, and TA, or what else do we have? CAPT. We have quite a bit to watch. CAPT is kind of the one that I'm going to be watching the most at open, though. That's a really, really nice setup with a lot of range. I am glad that I cut a firm because now it is knifing below VWAP. Got 2 minutes to go.